every single word that, you say. So the first one is, I will live every single day. The second one is, I will learn from my experiences. The third one is, I will put love into everything I do. And the fourth one is, I have everything I need to make my next step. So I want us to really believe in these affirmations. Like I say every Wednesday, positive thinking can really shift any situation we may find ourselves in. It's all about perspective. It's all about how you look at your own situation. It's all about how you handle your situation. It's all about perspective. Because somebody else can have your same situation and turn it into gold, turn it into diamonds. It's all about how you look at it. And how you view yourself. View your situation, and how much you trust God. So I want to say these affirmations one more time, and I want us to really believe in every single word that we say. If you have to say them out loud to yourself, do that. If you have to write them down, do that. And then after we read them, I want us to take a deep breath and accept them. So the first one again is, I will live every single day. The second one is, I will learn from my experiences. The third one is, I will put love into everything I do. And the fourth one is, I have everything I need to make my next step. And a deep breath in and out. Okay, thank you, God. Thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about a few of these affirmations just to kind of expound on them a little bit, because I don't know, that's just what I felt, I guess, this morning. So the first one is, I will live every single day. So I don't know, not just going through the motions. That's what I just wanted for that to be the I guess message behind it. Don't just be going through the motions. Feel alive, be alive, move every single day. And then also the affirmation that says, I will put love into everything I do. Putting love into everything we do daily, so that we are living, we are alive, we are inspiring, we are creating, we are being. You know what I mean? We are experiencing our human experience, not just going through the motions. So every day that we are here, be alive and live. Even if you have to go to work and you don't really, favor your job, what I do is if it's a task I really don't want to do, or something I'm not feeling, I have to create that atmosphere to want to do it, if that makes sense. If that's, playing some music, if that's, thinking about, just little things that I have to do to make my experience better. You know what I mean? So I don't know, just trying to find ways to be alive and feel alive every single day. And then the other one I want to talk about is, I will learn from my experiences. So, and that goes hand in hand with the last one that says, I have everything I need to make my next step. So learning from what we go through, growing through what we go through. You know what I mean? We don't go through anything for no reason. We don't experience certain things or anything for just no reason at all. Some things you may not know the reason behind it until a year later or a couple years later, but just the fact that we learn from everything that we go through, or we should. If you have a messed up experience that has, just kind of you're just God, why? Or what is the purpose behind this? Trust that the purpose will be opened up to you. Nothing is ever, I just want to say, nothing is ever by no reason, just for just the fun of it. You know what I mean? So whatever you do go through, just learn from it, grow through it. Any way that you can, take from your experiences in life, try your best to, so that you can elevate and that you can go to the next chapter in life. You know what I mean? Because you're growing through what you go through. And that, we have to, in order to do that, you have to be honest with yourself, transparent with yourself, to say, okay, I messed up here, but I could do this better next time. Okay, this wasn't the right way to go, or this probably wasn't the best choice to make, but I can, do this next time, and I learned this from it. So that if you are faced with that same test, if you are faced with that same situation, you're growing and not staying stuck and stagnant, so that God can bless you with more. You know what I mean? And like I said, that goes with, I have everything I need to make my next step. With that growth, with that experience, with that learning, you have what you need to go forward. You know what I mean? Now I know what I need to move forward, to make that next step in life, because, I went through this, and this, this didn't go out, this didn't turn out the way I thought it would. So now this is a new avenue. This is a new way to go. You know what I mean? Or just trusting that God has gave me everything I need to move forward. God always supplies all of my needs. God never leaves me without. God will not give me this idea or give me this urge to jump without knowing that, you're ready for it. God doesn't bless, God is very particular. So he doesn't just give us things and just throw things at us and we're not ready for them. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, a lot of times, like, let's say right now, like, everybody wants to be a billionaire, be a millionaire, but what would you do with that money right now? You know what I mean? So, like, God knows when it's time for us, and when we're ready for certain blessings and ready for certain things in life. So trust that whatever you have right now is what you need to make that next step forward. You don't need this. You don't need that. You don't need anything that you don't have in your possession right now to move forward and make that next step. All of that. Trust God that all of that will come in due season, in due time. So, yeah, those are affirmations this morning. I just wanted to explain a little bit on them, just to, help balance out our week, and maybe that can, help somebody make their next step forward. Is just trusting that I have everything that I need to just move, to just go. And I trust God to give me anything else that I'm, that is necessary for my journey. So, another thing I want to talk about this morning is a tip for overthinkers, because I struggle I was about to say a little bit, but it's not. I struggle with overthinking. Like, I think about every aspect of a situation that there is, like, anything that I'm able to think about within a situation, my mind has already thought it. You know what I mean? So something that helps me to not overthink is trying my best to avoid situations to overthink in. I have to know myself and pay attention to myself enough to know what my triggers are. That's what I'm saying. Like, trying my best to stay away from my triggers. So realizing, okay, that is something that might cause my mind to race, so let me ignore that or stay away from that. You know what I mean? I know that overthinking can feel uncontrollable at sometimes. Like, okay, I just can't control it. This is just how I am. But there are parts of it, or parts about it, that we can try to control before they even have a chance to form. Before they even have that opportunity to create that overthinking, there's certain things that we're able to do to stop that before it even gets to that point. Avoiding triggers can look like, avoiding a trigger can look like, asking questions for clarity, so that, I'm already 4 steps ahead. I'm asking questions so I don't have to overthink so much. I'm asking the necessary questions, you know what I mean, for clarity and to understand, so I don't have to overthink it later. That's something that helps me, is asking questions. It can also look like not putting myself in uncomfortable situations to where I know I will overthink them once I'm in them. So, like, let's say an example, I overthink about my boyfriend cheating on me or something. And let's say, like, we're all, okay, let's say, like, he's, I don't know, doing something where it's like I don't know, just putting myself in a situation where, okay, I leave him in the room. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, an example where I'm able to avoid certain things so that I won't think certain things. Like, I'm trying to explain or give an example, but I can't really think of one on the top of my head. But, like, let's just say I have a problem with, trusting or something like that. I overthink and I have trust issues, or I'm working on trust issues. I'm not putting myself in situations where I'm going to be uncomfortable while I'm there, while I'm in them. You know what I mean? Trying my best to avoid my triggers, avoid things that trigger those thoughts. You know what I mean? I hope I explained that, a little, so that we all, but I'm just saying, overthinkers have to you have to learn yourself. You have to learn what triggers you and what makes you, like, okay, get triggered. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just have to learn yourself. Pay attention to yourself next time you have a moment of overthinking, and analyze your thoughts, analyze your behaviors, analyze how you feel, or whatever, and learn from them. Learn from yourself. Grow. You know what I mean? I got to a point where I didn't want to keep using my overthinking as a crutch. Like, I didn't want to make irrational decisions, and my reason behind them is, okay, I overthink, though. I'm making irrational decisions, crazy decisions, and I'm saying, Okay, but it's because I overthink. Like, I'm an overthinker, so that's why I did that. Like, that's using it as a crutch and using it as not an excuse, because at that point I couldn't control it. That really was the reason. But I'm trying to learn and grow. Grow with people around me, so I'm not hurting them or hindering them or whatever. Being a crutch in somebody else's life, being a hindrance to somebody else's life. You know what I mean? Or being a hindrance in my own. Maybe God is trying to bless me with more, but I can't even handle where I am right now. And that goes for anything. So, just learning yourself and growing, and the feeling of even like depression and anxiety, a lot of that stuff starts within your mind. So, those negative thoughts, those doubts, that discouragement, it's being fed. So, that's why I'm saying, like, notice your triggers and try your best to, just try your best to learn and to grow and to understand yourself, so that you don't have to experience things like that, or just what I'm saying, you're growing as you're not feeding those thoughts and feeding those negative feelings. Once they pop up in your head, you're able to, okay, let me go do something else, kind of distract yourself. Or you're going to get to the point where you can just be like, okay, whatever, and just not even feed it at all. But in the beginning, you may have to, like, distract yourself, or like, go paint, go walk, go outside, go pray, go write, go sing. You may have to distract yourself from those thoughts in the beginning, but you're going to get to the point where you're able to just, a negative thought comes to your mind, you're able to just ignore it. But that's what I'm saying. As you're growing, as you're learning, try to help yourself by not even feeding those thoughts and those emotions at all. Because that's the only way negativity can stay. That's the only way you can keep negative energy around, is by feeding it. So once you feel those triggers and once you know your triggers, try to avoid them at all costs, so that you won't overthink, so that you won't have those emotions of doubt, of fear, of being sad, or being being depressed, being lonely. Try your best to know your triggers and stay away from them. And this can apply in different aspects in our life, not even just overthinking. Let's say you have a problem with, whatever your issue is, or anything negative you're trying to get rid of. Know your triggers. If you know that you're alcoholic, just for an example, and being in a bar, or being around certain people or certain things can trigger you to want to drink. Try your best to know yourself, pay attention to yourself. Once you get that feeling of, okay, I want to drink, what just happened right before that to make that feeling come? That's what I'm saying. So if you're overthinking, what just happened right before I started overthinking to make me feel like this? That's what I mean by noticing your triggers. Once those feelings come, what just happened to make me feel like this, to want to overthink? Not want to overthink like we just picked to overthink, but what just caused me to overthink? You know what I mean? So these are just tips, because I struggle with overthinking. I like, there may not even be a thought to think, but I'm gonna think it. Like, literally, there's nothing to even think about within that situation. So how did my mind find a thought to think? Like, that's what I'm just be so confused. So I'm just trying to help the next person, because I'm growing within my overthinking. Of course, I still have my times, but I'm growing and I'm learning as I, go through. So that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. I wanted to share a scripture with everybody. It's a short episode this morning, but I wanted to share this scripture, Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. And I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but this has been my verse of the week. I had started a planner where on Sundays I plan my whole week or whatever, and I've been doing it based on ventbreak. So, like, to get myself active on my page more, like Monday was like, make a video explaining the word Yukio, because I use Yukio a lot. Anywho, the point is that I have along with my planner, I put a word of the week for myself, and I put scriptures. So this is one of the scriptures I put so that I can, stay focused. My word of the week was focus. And yeah, this just helped me stay focused. Sorry that I'm a little, I don't know, it's a little stuttery this morning, but anywho, hope everybody's following me. But the scripture is Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. And I have the King James Version. I also have the New International Reader's Version. So I'm going to read both. The King James Version reads, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." And the New International Reader's Version is, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. In all your ways obey him. Then he will make your paths smooth and straight." So this I picked this scripture for the word focus because if I just keep my eyes on God and how it says, in all your ways acknowledge him, in all your ways obey him. If I stay focused on what God tells me to do, if I stay focused on what God puts in my spirit to say, what God puts in my spirit to act on, like all my paths will be smooth and straight. So if I just stay focused, I don't have to worry. You know what I mean? About, okay, is this going to work out in my life? Is this going to work out? What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? All of that will be worked out because I'm focused on God. All my life will be balanced because I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be focused on. You get what I'm saying? So this is why I picked this for focus. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. I can't depend on what I think, what I feel, what I how I, just I can't depend on I'm not saying let me word this the right way, because in some ways you can depend on you should lean on yourself, but I'm trying to word it in the best way to where I'm saying but focus on hold on, give me do not depend on your own understanding. Okay, so how we said, like, okay, I don't get it, I don't understand, I don't, what am I gonna do? Or, like, things like that. It's like, it's not for you to know. It's not for you to understand. It's not for you to figure out. Like, it's for God to. So just sit back and relax. And if you're focused on God, everything in your life will balance out. Just vibe. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't have that slight bit that's like, but God, but this, but that, but that's you. That's your understanding. That part is you. That's all those buts, that's your understanding. That's the part where it says, do not depend on your own understanding. It's like, that's all you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and he will smoothen your path. He will make everything fine. Everything is going to work out for your good. Just trust him. Let go and trust God. And of course, like I said, you may have days where it's like, but once you realize you're in that feeling, get back right. You know what I mean? Once we have that knowledge of, okay, I know I shouldn't be thinking, like, get back right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. God got you. And you got to trust that he has you every step of the way. Every step that you take, you have to trust that God has you. So, yeah, I pray that everyone listening this morning received something from this episode. I pray that God was able to speak through me to bless your week ahead or your entire life if you never hear my voice again. God bless you. I pray that you soak in self-love and awareness and make today a great day and make today better than yesterday. And don't forget that our episodes are now on YouTube. Just search Ventbreak, VENTBREAK, and follow Ventbreak on Instagram for a spiritual vitamin.